Welcome to another episode of On the Move with Margaret, where I am here in my beautiful store in Claremont. I always interview people who inspire me greatly, and Anita has inspired me greatly. So welcome, Anita Momberg, to the show.
Thank you, Margaret, for having me, and it's really such an honor to be here. And you inspire me.
So that's what women have to do. Women inspire women, and empowered women empower women. And that's the whole message that I want to get across. But Anita, let's go back to the day. And I can still remember it as if it was yesterday in my Constantia branch, where you walked into one of my ladies' club meeting. You came a little late, you slunk in down the side, and you started to listen to what we were saying in the networking. And that's why, ladies, I always tell you, your network is your net worth, because you never know when you network who you're going to meet and what's going to come from that day. And that really was a day your life turned around.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the catalyst for what followed, which was a 3-year journey with Mrs. SA. It also was a journey where I stepped out of my comfort zone completely and allowed myself to open up to other people. We are so scared to be rejected. And I think that's why a lot of people, because I've invited a couple of people to a networking session, are not open to the idea to meet new people. It's because they're scared of that rejection. What if they don't like me? What if I'm not going to get any value?
What if I go and stand there, nobody talks to me, I'll be standing by myself? Oh my gosh, will you come with me? And then you sit with a little person that you know and you just talk to them, which it defeats the whole object of the exercise, where you've got to go out and meet new people, because you never know who you're going to meet and what it's going to lead to.
Absolutely. And I mean, since then, I've competed in a pageant twice. I've been a mentor for one of the most prestigious pageants in South Africa. I've done incredible business with you. So yeah, it's just been amazing.
So tell me, from that first day when you came in and you were listening to it, and it was different from what you'd heard before, with our motivation, with the networking, with what to do. And you had to sort of process that, and the things that you've been brought up with, where little girls should be seen and not heard, just wait till you spoke, talk when you've spoken to, all those type of things. Now you know that you've got to get out and actually make it happen.
I think that is the most important lesson, is action.
Yes.
And that was one of the biggest catalysts, was taking action, believing in myself and saying, you know what, I'm going to step up and I'm going to expose myself to the world if I must. And your story inspired me to do just that, because you had such an amazing story that you shared with us. And I thought, if you can do it and you've built this amazing empire, then I can do it as well. And that's what you're saying: empowered women empower others and inspire others. So you definitely inspired me to become the woman that I am today.
Well, but you still, at that stage, you had your own business, and that must have taken a leap of faith to go out and start your own business. Tell us how that came about.
So I've always wanted to be a businesswoman. I knew that from a very young age, but we don't necessarily know how to go about it. Especially it depends where you come from as well.
Absolutely.
People think you need to have a particular background and a particular network, but it's faith, and again, it's action and discipline and a lot of grit.
Yes, that's what it is. It's all about grit, that resilience to keep fighting back, even no matter how many times you get knocked down, just to get up and keep going again and say, this is what I'm doing. I think that's why it's so important to have goals, that you go towards that goal all the time. You can't hit a target you can't see. So it's really important that you have those goals and you start working towards them and just keep going. No matter what happens, you've got to keep up and just keep going.
And that's the important thing. It's a roadmap. I had a chat with one of my team members yesterday, and I said, you've got your ignition in the car, you started it, but you're not going anywhere because you don't have a map. And that's where goals come. So it's like putting your GPS into your phone when you want to get to somewhere. You've got to put the destination in if you want to get there. So that's what you do in your life. You put the destination of where you want to get to and you start working towards it. As you know, I love property as well. And I always believe in having two streams of income. So I had two streams of income. One was my business, which I sell irons and toasters and kettles. And the other is my property business, which owns all the properties where I work from. So you in the property business, it was tough getting into the property business. And I know now that I'm in the States, I'm starting right from square one again. It is a tough business to be in. Tell us a bit about your journey in property. So property found me. I was a short-term insurance broker, and I was very young when I sold my very first business. I sold my brokerage, and I thought I was going to be barefoot and pregnant in front of the stove because I was pregnant with my second child, and 3 months into my pregnancy, my husband came home one day and he said, listen, you're going to drive me back to uni to get something to do.
Yeah.
You need to be busy. I've got a colleague who knows somebody in the mortgage origination space. Go and check it out and see if it resonates with you.
Yeah.
And that was the start of my property journey more than 2 decades ago. So from there, I started my mortgage origination business. And ultimately, into that journey, I started my real estate company.
Yes, and it's a real estate company. Now you suddenly become a leader from being an estate agent and a mortgage originator. You become a leader. You've got these people working for you. How have you gone into that role of actually leading them?
It's very difficult. I think I'm not great at managing people, but again, it's if people resonate with you and they buy into your vision.
Yes.
And so I feel very honored to be able to lead people in my organization. But it is challenging. It's challenging to keep people motivated. It's challenging for them to understand your vision and to execute it professionally, with excellence. That to me is extremely important, especially because we work with people.
Yes.
So it's important to uphold your values and your ethos that you incorporate in your company.
Let's talk now about networking, because I love networking. I think it's so important. And as a realtor, you really have to network, because you've got to know everybody. You've got to know everything about everybody, and you have to know your area inside out as well. Tell us a bit about how networking helps you to get ahead and stay ahead.
Well, networking allowed me to sell a property to you.
Yes.
And I'm very blessed to be bringing Hershey's to our hometown.
Yes.
So that to me is absolutely incredible. And that opportunity would not have happened if I didn't come to your networking events.
Yeah.
Putting myself out there. But people aren't going to know what you do if you don't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And properties don't sell themselves.
Yeah.
People sell.
So I think, especially with you and with me and the properties that we're working on together now, I think the whole thing is you were resilient. You didn't give up. I said, what about this? And you found a property and it wasn't the right one. We found another one and we kept going and you kept on following up. And I believe it's all on the follow-up. If you're in sales, it's got to be in the follow-up. You've got to follow up with each other. You've got to follow up with your friends. You've got to follow up with your networking team. So tell us about follow-up and how important it is to you when you work.
I always say to my team, follow up, follow through, and follow back.
Yeah.
Keep in touch, because that's how you build your brand, but that's also how you nurture relationships.
Yes.
So it's incredibly important to understand what your client wants and then to not give up. Again, that's where grit comes in.
Yes.
Because it's very easy to feel disheartened and discouraged when you put all your effort in, you present something that doesn't pan out the way that you expect it to. But just being persistent and listening to your clients is extremely important.
Yeah.
And building your network, saying to everybody, this is what I do, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And following through. So with the seller, the developer, I've had a long-standing relationship.
Yeah.
But that particular parcel of land that you ultimately bought was sold to somebody else.
Oh, wow. Hey.
And I insisted. I said, listen, you owe me. I've done the pricing on a previous development with you. And I'm just reminding you, I'm calling in my favor. And this is the piece of land that we want. And it happened. So that, again, is where your network comes in and nurturing relationships.
Yeah.
Because we had such a long-standing relationship. He was able to then
Make a plan. Make a plan. And I love that word. Something that nobody else in the world understands except South Africans. We can always make a plan. And I think, relationships are so important. It's all about relationships. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So first they have to know who you are. They have to like you. And they have to be able to trust you with their money, because it's big money we're talking, So at the end of the day, that's really, really important. Especially as a woman, you want to be... think that you're nice and sweet and kind and that, but you have to be tough if you want to get ahead in business. And my solution is that no stands for next opportunity. Every time somebody says no to you, you know that you just got to go back and back and back. Ask it in a different way, in a different kind, do something a little bit different to be able to get that deal. So tell us about with you and your customers, how do you actually handle that?
So the no's are the hard realities that you must face on a daily basis in any sales environment. But it's like you say, and I'm going to steal that next opportunity. I always say to my team, a no is one no closer to a yes. You've just got to keep on hustling and working at it and believe that, the opportunity that's going to be presented is the correct and the right opportunity at the time.
So what I say to my team is like, the birds of the field. God provides seed for all the birds of the field, but he doesn't throw it into the nest. You see them there scratching from the morning to the night. And that's what we have to do as salespeople. We have to be hustling from the morning to the night to get those sales and to get them out there. But you find that once your momentum starts going, it keeps going. And one success leads to another success. And I think that's what it's all about. And even in the hardest times when you think things are really not going right, you've got to put in that extra effort, work that extra hard bit to be able to get there. So Anita, tell me a little bit about your journey with Mrs. South Africa and how it changed your life and how it got you out of your comfort zone and how it gave you the confidence to be able to walk across that stage in front of 3,000 people in your bikini at your age. It's not easy. I mean, for any woman to say, walk across the stage in a bikini, whatever age you are, you're going to say, oh my God, I can't do this. But you did it. Tell us how you had to draw on that grit and that self-confidence to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think my first year was exceptionally difficult because it was a complete foreign environment for me. I'm not a pageant girly at all. Never done modeling. Behind the camera was something that I dreaded, but it allowed me to grow. And last year I competed in my first national modeling competition. I won runway model of the year.
Wow, well done.
And in the beginning, I didn't believe that I was capable of doing that or becoming that woman. And it's incredibly important to highlight the confidence that it's given me, because with that confidence comes the ability to take action with, I want to say, we'll take action with confidence. Otherwise, sometimes we don't take action because we don't believe that we are either capable or worthy. And that journey allowed me to walk into spaces where I thought historically I didn't belong.
Okay, well, that's just wonderful. And then you found that you could do that and you had the confidence and that you actually looked good and people said, wow, you look amazing. And that just gave you the boost to be able to take that next step.
Absolutely. People saw my growth, particularly last year. A lot of people reached out and said, listen, we can see that you've completely transformed. And it's not necessarily about the looks, but grooming and looking after yourself makes you feel better as well.
Absolutely.
So there's so many facets to the journey that has been incredibly important and a good lesson, and something that I want to share with the other ladies out there as well. You're never too old. You are never not allowed in that space. You belong. And if you are prepared to put in the effort, step out of your comfort zone, you'll walk out there completely transformed for the better.
So there you are, folks. What a fantastic story. What a wonderful thing that we just met at a networking. We've done business together. We've worked together now for 3 years. And to me, that sisterhood is an absolute best thing, especially with Mrs. South Africa, with all the women that I work with. Having the sisterhood, being able to phone someone just for a chat, to talk about something that's of interest to you, business, pageantry, beauty, whatever is of your interest, to have a friend to speak to. As women, we love to speak to other women. We really do. So I think it's really, really important. But if you think this was a good episode, wait, we've got more in store for you on the next episode, where Anita's going to tell you what her passion project is this coming year.
Thank you so much for having me. This was absolutely awesome. Stay tuned.